In Iran, funeral ceremonies continue to be held for the remains of the government president Ebrahim Raisi. In Argentina, teachers and police protests continue in the province of Misiones to demand wage increases. And one man has died and 30 people were injured on a Singapore Airlines flight that had to make an emergency landing in Bangkok, Thailand, due to heavy turbulence. Hello and welcome to From the South. I'm Alejandra Garcia from teleSUR studios in Havana, Cuba. We begin with the news. In Iran, funeral ceremonies continue to be held for the remains of government president Ebrahim Raisi and other political leaders who lost their lives in a helicopter crash on May 19th in the northwest region of the country. The acts to honor the national leader started on Tuesday in the city of Tabriz, where the citizens had the opportunity to farewell the head of state and his partners. The presidential plane transferred the body of the Iranian leaders to Tehran to continue with the funeral prayers and ceremonies. The remains of the Iranian president and his comrades arrived in the city of Qom, where tributes will be paid at the holy shrine of Harat's Fatima Masum and at the holy mosque of Jamkaran. Likewise, the next commemorations will take place on Thursday in Birjand and then in the city of Mashhad, where the head of state Ebrahim Raisi will be buried, since this is his hometown. In this context, Cuba began a day of mourning on Tuesday at 6 a.m. local time for the death of Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi. As established by President Miguel Díaz-Canel in his decree of official mourning, the day will last until midnight on Wednesday. During this period, the Cuban flag will be flown at half-mast in public buildings and military installations. In the official statement, the Presidency of the Republic highlighted the contribution of President Raisi to the strengthening of relations of friendship and cooperation between the two nations. For this reason, the government and people of Cuba shared the pain of the people of Iran and expressed their confidence that the Islamic Revolution will know how to recover. The government of Nicaragua expressed its condolences to the Iranian people for the death of President Ebrahim Raisi and his accompanying delegation. In a statement, the authorities said, "We accompany with all our hearts their grief in these tragic circumstances left by the passing of President Ebrahim Raisi, Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian, Governor of East Azerbaijan, Brother Malik Rahmati, and the entire entourage." In this regard, the communique also pointed out, "As always, to all of you, our love, our affection, our prayers, and our solidarity present in the sorrow in fraternal union, certain that God, our Lord, will alleviate this suffering and that the spiritual strength of the Iranian authorities and brothers will help them to move forward." Finally, the memorial message expressed, "To the family of each of the deceased confessed our sincere and very close condolences in the living hope of the resurrection." Also, President Nicolás Maduro expressed his condolences to the people of Iran. Through a post on the social network X, the Venezuelan leader said that he spoke by telephone with their interim president of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Dr. Mohammad Mokber, and he sent his condolences on behalf of Venezuela. In this sense, he also assured that his wife's family, relatives, loved ones, and all the Iranian people count on the brotherhood and fraternity of the Venezuelan people. On the other hand, he pointed out that the example and legacy of President Raisi will live on with the Islamic Revolution, which will continue on the path of growth. In Iran, authorities announced that presidential elections will be held on June 28th. Acting President and head of the executive branch, Mohammad Mokber, together with the President of the Parliament, Mohammad Bahir Ghalibaf, and the head of the Judiciary, Gholam Hossein Mohseni, held a meeting upon confirmation of the passing of President Ebrahim Raisi. The approved plan will open the registration of candidates this May 30th and until June 3rd. The campaign period will run from June 12th until the morning of June 27th. And on Tuesday, the foreign ministers of Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states convened for a Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Kazakhstan's capital, Astana. The meeting began with a minute of silence in memory of Iran President Ebrahim Raisi and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian. One of the primary agendas is preparations for the forthcoming meeting of the organization's head of states council scheduled for July. Representatives will also exchange views on international and regional agendas, as well as security issues and the development of political, trade, economic, cultural, and humanitarian cooperation within the organization. Let's take a short break, but remember you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English, where you will find news in different formats, news updates, and more. Other stories coming up, stay with us. Welcome back. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa on Tuesday condemned the Israeli military operations against the Palestinian territories. Palestinian's Foreign Minister Mohammed Mustafa also condemned the Israeli attack on the West Bank city of Jenin and its refugee camp, which killed at least 7 Palestinians and injured 15. Mustafa noted the wave of questioning in the world against Israeli actions and the recent recognition of the Palestinian state by several countries, including Barbados, Jamaica, and Bahamas. He also condemned the support of the United States to the genocidal actions of Tel Aviv, as it provides it with all kinds of killing machines and protects the occupation before all international instances. On Tuesday in the United States, pro-Palestinian activists with their palms painted red interrupted Secretary of State Antony Blinken on the Senate floor. The senior official was speaking about how funds agreed to by Congress for foreign allies, including Ukraine and Israel, help create jobs in the U.S. Blinken was interrupted a couple of times by pro-Palestinian activists who accused him of being a war criminal and of holding the blood of 40,000 Palestinians' lives in his hands.
Republic of China.
War criminal. He is a war criminal. The blood of 40,000 people is on his hands. The blood of 40,000 Palestinians is on his hands. He is a war criminal. He is a war criminal. Lincoln is a war criminal. The blood of 40,000 people is on his hands.
Mr. Secretary, you may continue.
People's Republic of China is pursuing military, economic, and geopolitical preeminence, challenging our vision for a free, open, secure, and prosperous international order.
In Argentina, teachers and police protests continue in the province of Misiones to demand wage increases. The mobilizations reject the neoliberal policies of Milei's government that affect the provincial budgets. The demonstrators confirmed on Monday that no agreement has been reached with the authorities, so they will continue with their demands. The police agents' requests include the payment of the wages that are owed and a salary increase of over 100% to reach the basic food basket and improve the overall income in the face of current inflation. The mobilizations could affect the national commerce since Misiones is a logistic node in the triple border with Paraguay and Brazil. In mountainous areas of western Mexico, a remote indigenous community is being trained to act as election personnel in the upcoming elections of June 2nd. The initial training took place in the Huachilaca community, one of the most representative ancestral peoples of Mexico because of its culture. Katrina Avila, a local resident who is training to be in charge of a polling station, declared that because of the remoteness of the urban centers, electoral materials sometimes do not arrive, and asserted that in past elections there were difficulties to cast their votes.
The main objective of the local National Electoral Institute is to bring the polling stations to the most remote areas, just as we do in the urban centers, so that on election day the residents have clarity about what they have to do so that we can count the votes properly.
On Monday, the Colombian government announced new measures to combat the insurgent group known as the Estado Mayor Central following a wave of violent attacks on several police facilities. In this sense, at the end of the Extraordinary Security Council meeting in Popayán, in the southwest of the country, Defense Minister Iván Velázquez announced the local authorities will reward those who provide information on the location of the armed group leaders. Precisely, the government's measures come amid an escalation of violence and terrorist attacks in the departments of Cauca and Valle del Cauca.
The clear instruction of the President of the Republic to intensify the offensive with all its capabilities, a much stronger presence and activity of the military and police intelligence, will allow the realization of forceful operations against the organization.
Minister Velázquez also assured that more agents will be deployed as well technical resources and increased intelligence work.
This also implies that the police, whose Deputy Director General will remain in the department in charge of all operations, will start tomorrow the deployment of 100 police officers to reinforce the municipalities where it is necessary.
In Haiti, the Toussaint Louverture Airport in the capital Port-au-Prince has reopened after 3 months of inactivity due to attacks by armed criminal groups. Considered the most important in the nation, it is hoped that its reopening will help alleviate the shortage of medicines and other vital supplies. For their part, the maritime ports are still closed, with most of them under the command of the criminal groups. In addition to guaranteeing the groups fuel and food, they are priority entry points for ammunition and weapons. Currently, only one local airline flies to the newly opened airport, but foreign airlines are expected to resume their flights there by the end of the month. We have a final short break coming up, but before we invite you to stay tuned with From the South at 10 p.m. Caracas time with our special interview with Wael Al-Dahdow, Palestinian journalist and the bureau chief of Al Jazeera News Media in Gaza City. Stay connected and informed with teleSUR. Final short break. Don't go away. Welcome back to From the South. The government of Spain withdrew its ambassador to Argentina after Javier Milei's statements at an event organized by the extreme right-wing Vox. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, European Union and Cooperation of Spain, José Manuel Álvarez, informed that the ambassador will definitely stay in Madrid as a consequence of Milei's words, who expressed that he would not apologize to the head of government, Pedro Sánchez. The Spanish Foreign Ministry emphasized that the words Milei spoke at an event of the extreme right unleashed a diplomatic crisis between the two countries. For its part, the European Commission, through its Foreign Affairs spokesman Peter Stano, condemned the personal attacks and described them as unacceptable, while hoping that the two countries will find a solution to resolve this bilateral dispute.
First of all, the Spanish institutions do not make politics, much less foreign politics through tweets, nor do they participate in any show. Secondly, that the government remains vigilant. The situation, as you indicated, has not changed, and therefore, I announce that we are removing our ambassador in Buenos Aires. The ambassador will definitively stay in Madrid. Argentina will continue without an ambassador.
One man has died and 30 people have been injured on a Singapore Airlines flight that had to make an emergency landing in Bangkok, Thailand, due to heavy turbulence. The flight, which left London Heathrow Airport on Monday night, was bound for Singapore. The deceased is a 73-year-old British citizen who was traveling with his wife and who probably suffered a heart attack. The Boeing 777-300 was carrying 211 passengers and 18 crew members, according to the airline. Among the 30 injured, 7 are in critical condition. Videos posted on social network X show a dozen ambulances arriving on the tarmac to attend to the injured. In north-central Nigeria, gunmen riding motorbikes killed around 40 people in a raid on a mining community, opening fire on residents and torching homes. The attack that took place late on Monday in the West district of Plateau State was the latest violence in an area which has long been a flashpoint for disputes over resources and outbreaks of intercommunal clashes. Plateau State Commissioner for Information Musa Ebrahim Raisi reported that armed men invaded Sura community, shooting sporadically and torching houses. In January, intercommunal clashes erupted in Plateau's Mangu town that left churches and mosques burned, more than 50 people dead and thousands displaced. Real Madrid's German international midfielder Toni Kroos announced Tuesday he will retire from all football after Euro 2024. Before the European Championship, Kroos has a chance to win the Champions League with Real for a sixth time when they face Borussia Dortmund at Wembley on June 1st. Kroos joined Los Blancos in 2014 and quickly formed a formidable midfield partnership with Luka Modric. In a statement on their website, Real Madrid said Kroos will go down in Real Madrid history as one of the club and international football's greatest legends. Born in January 4, 1990, Toni Kroos is widely regarded as one of the greatest midfielders of all time. He is known for his vision, passing, creativity, crossing, and set-piece ability. Kroos began his senior club career playing for Bayern Munich, where he made his debut at age 17 in 2007. With Bayern, Kroos won 3 league titles, a UEFA Champions League title, 2 DFB Pokal titles, and was voted into the league team of the season 3 times. In Madrid, Kroos has won 21 trophies, including 4 La Liga titles and 4 UEFA Champions League titles, 3 of which he won consecutively from 2016 to 2018, each time being selected in the competition's team of the season. Toni Kroos made his senior debut for Germany in 2010 at the age of 20 and appeared in 6 major tournaments. Kroos helped Germany win the 2014 FIFA Club, where he was the assist provider and voted to the All-Star Team, Dream Team, and German Player of the Year. We have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net and join us on social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok. TeleSUR English, I'm Alejandra Garcia. Thank you for watching.